Okay, good Wednesday evening. Welcome to the Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer show for Wednesday, May 19th. We're going to be going over today's news headlines here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We are live on YouTube. They had some problems, but they did fix them. So we are live there. So once again, if you want to come in, video chat, we will send those links out to you. So let me go ahead and do that. That will be through StreamYard. You can go through the StreamYard link. StreamYard links are posted in the chat room for YouTube and Twitter viewers. If you want to come in and talk anything in the world of sports, you can do that. We will give you that opportunity. So I'm going to put that in on Facebook as well. So all three networks have the sites. So let's go ahead and go over some scores. Let's go over some scores here in the scoreboard update. I'm going to go through some scores. So I'll pull this up on the screen. Okay, scoreboard update. In the NBA, once again, you scored 23-6. Grizzlies on top. That's in the playing game, 9 versus 10. So 23-6. Grizzlies on top. That game's going on as we speak. And we'll go to some Major League Baseball scores. We'll switch it over to Major League Baseball games going on this evening. Okay, Major League Baseball, top of the fifth. Giants on top 1-0. Runners at first and 1 out for the San Francisco Giants. Also, Marlins on top 1-0 against the Phillies. 1 out in the inning. Also, Tampa Bay Rays down 5-0. 1 out in the inning for the Baltimore Tampa Bay Rays. Also, the Mets and Braves, no score. They're going to the fourth. Also, Boston Red Sox on top 5-0. Also, Cubs and Nationals 0-0. Cubs, Cardinals and Pirates bottom 1. 1-0 Cardinals on top. They have 1 out. Other games today, White Sox won 2-1. San Diego Padres went 3-0. Other games to talk about in the 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock hour. 7 o'clock games, Rangers and Yankees, Angels and Indians, Brewers and Royals, A's and Astros, D-backs and Dodgers, and also Tigers and Mariners. That'll be around 9 o'clock tonight, 9:10 Central in the Central Time Zone. So we'll give you an update on some NHL games going on. The NHL playoffs are going on as well. So we will go ahead and move over to NHL games. So let me get that switched over. Hold on 1 second. So we'll get it to the NHL side. Okay, NHL scoreboard. Let's go ahead and give you an NHL scoreboard update. Okay, NHL scoreboard update. Tied up at 1, Capitals and Bruins. That's in Game 3 of the Eastern Conference playoffs for the Stanley Cup. Also, it is Flames winning 6-2. Other games in the 7 and 8 o'clock and 9:30 hour will be Nashville taking on Carolina. Winnipeg will take on Edmonton. And also Colorado will take on the St. Louis Blues. That'll be later on this evening. So that's in NHL action. Let's give you some WNBA scores. We have them. Okay, WNBA scores. Okay, WNBA scores. Skies on top 44-26. Now is 46-28 at halftime. Also, Suns on top 50-33. That game's going on in the halftime period. That is in the Commissioner's Cup. So that's those two games going on in the WNBA tonight here on the Wednesday. So that is what's going on in the once again 29-11 is your score. Grizzlies on top. That's in the Western Conference playing game. We will have tonight. We will have the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors. That'll be 7 and 8. So we will have that game for you tonight after around 9 o'clock. So okay, that is your updates. Let's go ahead and go through some news headlines. Okay, the news article headlines. Okay, Chicago White Sox manager Tony La Russa says respect for baseball is priority. So that's what he's saying in this article. Yes, I think I agree with him because it is the top priority for everybody in the clubhouse down. Also, La Russa called Mercedes clueless, 47-mile pitch clueless. So that's kind of like I said, look, what he's saying is absolutely 100% true about the major leagues. It's absolutely going to be respectable. So, so once again, this is from ESPN. Go to ESPN.com. You got any questions or comments? Just post your comments, or if you want a video chat, you can video chat with us. Okay, let's go ahead and put this up. Okay, Jalen Hurts. Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts, not above competition with Nick Sirianni, and so that's what they're saying about Jalen Hurts is not above competition. But I think, to be honest with you, I think he is above. I think he is above the competition because look, if he's going to one, he came in last year. He proved a point. Now he absolutely proved a point. I mean, some of the other quarterbacks that the Philadelphia Eagles had, they did not pan out well. But this young man absolutely did. I mean, sure, they can say all they want about him not being competitive and stuff like that, not above the competition. But the truth of the matter is, look, at the end of the day, we'll see what happens. So once again, this is from ESPN. Go to ESPN.com. I don't know what's this. Turn that mute that. All right, sorry. Okay. SEC says each school $23 million to make up financial losses recording related to COVID-19. Yeah, I think that's probably going to happen with the schools. The schools shortfall was $45 million in athletic programs. So the $23 million in addition to the 14-member schools makes up for the financial loss that they got out of the COVID-19 situation last year. So that's something right there. Look, all the schools, look, like LSU and Ole Miss and the SEC and all that. Look, all those schools, I mean, look, they're going to be financially impacted by this shortfall. But the truth of the matter is, look, hopefully it can get back to the normal situation where they can be sustainable. So once again, this is from ESPN. Go to ESPN.com. That's ESPN.com. Let's see what else we have. Okay, Buckeyes athletic director Gene Smith to get a multi-year contract extension. So looks like he is going to be staying at Ohio State for the foreseeable future. So he's going to be staying through 2022. So that's good news for the Ohio State athletic department. So I think that's a good concept when it comes down to it. because look, Ohio State, look, they're trying to build up their program. I mean, that whether it's football, whether it's basketball, whether it's baseball, whether it's anything else, and the sports over there, look, they're gonna. I mean, they built it up. So once again, this is from ESPN. Just to reiterate, Gene Smith gets the multi-year contract. So once again, this is from ESPN. Go to ESPN.com. Okay, Messer Euro says the Toronto Raptors future hinges on upcoming chat with ownership. So it looks like their future is up in the air. So they're trying to get their ownership. Look, they're trying to go back to Toronto, but once again, the Canadian government's not going to allow them back due to the coronavirus. So, I mean, I think they're probably their ownership's probably going to be in disarray. So hopefully they can try to ease those tensions with the Toronto ownership. Let's hear what they had to say about it. This is the owner of the Toronto Raptors in a conversation. Let's hear what they had to say. I'm going to play this clip for you. So I'm going to go ahead and play this clip.
I mean, he was so aggressive, Rachel. He scared me through the TV screen. But I don't think he'll be back because, look, how can they rebuild to get back to that level, right? You get spoiled. Like RJ was saying, you get spoiled, right, when you win a championship. And I just don't see the Raptors being able to build to get back to being a championship team. So they're going to have other suitors out there that's going to pursue him.
And look, Masai, and I don't know if it's true or not, but you hear rumors of him being offered part ownership to come and go to, quote unquote, the Wizards, or these different teams have offered him a lot, or there's been rumors of a lot. So if he's like, okay, if I'm going to stay here, these are my ask. If not, I'm going to go take this 1%, 2% ownership on top of my salary with some place that's going to let me do it for 10 years.
Well, Kendra, clearly he sees some ways, some paths that they could get back to what you're talking about, because he said he has things he wants to see. He has asks.
Yes, look, if he does go to another team, they're going to want, like I said, he's going to want part ownership, because I think he's 2% ownership with the Toronto Raptors. So I'll be honest with you, his future might not be bright in Toronto. So once again, this is from ESPN. Go to ESPN.com. That's ESPN.com. See what else we have on this Wednesday night. Okay, as the playoffs approaches, Brooklyn Nets, James Harden says he is about winning and not worried about his stats. So I'm glad he's got that positive attitude, worried about winning and not worried about his stats. So that's something that he wants to do. He wants to take Brooklyn to the next level. So I think that's one of the positive things. He averages 24.6 points a game. So I look at it this way. Look, James Harden, if you have a healthy James Harden, also you have a healthy Kevin Durant, and also Kyrie Irving, you're going to have a lethal bunch right there. Those three can be a lethal bunch for the Brooklyn Nets. So once again, this is from ESPN. Go to ESPN.com. So we will. Okay, USC fighter. UFC fighter. Benel Dornish gets a loaner after being called out by CEO Elon Musk. So that's he's a lightweight. So he gets a loaner Tesla. That's what they say. It's a vehicle. So after, so that's one of the articles. Done at 32, he defeated Troy Ferguson in this UFC 262 fight the other day. Later that evening, Muck called out Dorn on the social media on Tuesday morning. Dorn's manager posted a picture of him getting a Tesla. Look, that's something. Look, if that young man wants to get a car like that, that's fine. I mean that. But please, I mean, like I said, don't waste your time criticizing him over stuff like that. That is petty. I mean, you ain't got anything else to do but to be petty and stuff like that. So, once again, this is from ESPN. Okay, let's see what else we have. Okay, Sam, Alder Dye steps down from West Brom as the manager at the end of the season. So, it looks like he is. They're going to be looking for a new manager after the end of their soccer season. For West Brom, that's in the Premier League. So he's going to West Brom manager after West Ham defeated them in the Premier League action 3-1. So it looks like he is going to be. They're going to be looking for a new manager. Once again, it's from ESPN. Go to ESPN.com. Okay, update. Grizzlies on top 41-22. That game's in the second quarter, 11:07 remaining in the second quarter. That game is on ESPN. The second game will be later on. That'll be the Lakers and Golden State Warriors. We will have that game as well. So let's see what else we have. So that'd be around 9 o'clock. So let's see. Looks like. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and go over to the global soccer scores. We'll go ahead to those global soccer scores. Liverpool wins 3-0. Austin Vista wins 2-1. PSG wins 2-1, and Ariel wins 3-1 in that. Also, the Tokyo Olympics is scheduled for July 23rd, so that's going to be this year. So that's one of the Taekwondo fighters lays out an opponent with a thundering kick. That was one of the that's probably an Olympic qualifier right there. That's going to probably make the Olympic karate team or judo team or something like that. So once again, this is from ESPN. Go to ESPN.com. So we will go over to the local sports scene. So let me get this switched over and we'll go over to Crescent City Sports. See what's happening on Crescent City Sports. Okay. Jay Ward ready to show his versatility in the LSU secondary. So Jay Ward looks like the LSU no-fly zone is being protected by Roll Guardsmen, troops of players known as DBU. So it looks like DBU is back and stronger than ever on the LSU campus. So Jay Ward is one of those exceptions. He is a junior defensive back who arrived. He's from Georgia. He was a three-star prospect. So I look at it this way: these guys, I think he's gonna be a good addition to the LSU secondary. That's going to help out this year to get to defend those passes. So I think LSU's cornerback play is going to be good this year. when it comes down to it. So once again, this is from Crescent City Sports. Go to crescentcitysports.com. And we will go over to, okay, let's go over to, okay, Louisiana Tech honors Leon Baltimore with statues. So it looks like he's going to get a statue right outside the Thomas Assembly Center. That's on the Louisiana Tech campus. Leon Baltimore was the fixed inside of, he was the legendary coach that took Louisiana Tech to NCAA tournament. So he is going to get a statue. That is a good honor for Leon Baltimore. So once again, this is from Crescent City Sports. He also was a six-time, he coached the Kodak All-Americans, 14 WNBA players, 4 Olympians, and also he did coach Wade Trophy winners, and also 9-time Conference Coach of the Year. So he also was the Naismith Coach of the Year back in 1988 and also 1990. He was the USBWA coach of the decade. So I think it's a great honor for him to get a statue outside the Thomas Assembly Center. So once again, they will honor Leon Baltimore with a statue. So once again, this is from Crescent City Sports. Let's see what else we have. Okay, Barb ranked top high school baseball team in the nation by perfect games. So once again, congratulations to Barb out of Lake Charles, Louisiana, for being the national high school team in the top in the nation. So they was in the top 50 this week. So congratulations to them. Ball's 11 inning semifinal win over Lake rival Sam Houston. They also was top 50 and at number 31. They finished with a 39-2 record. So good. Once again, good season for Bob High School. So congratulations to Bob High School for being the top high school baseball team named by Perfect Game. So once again, this is from Crescent City Sports. Go to crescentcitysports.com. That's crescentcitysports.com. So, okay. College baseball. Okay, bubble riding LSU Tulane closes regular season on the road this weekend. So Tulane will take on Cincinnati. Tulane has a chance to win the conference championship if they can get a win this weekend. Also, LSU will qualify for the SEC baseball tournament if they get a win against Texas A&M. So that's probably going to be 2 teams that look like they're going to be on the bubble. But I'll be honest with you, these 2 teams most likely will get into a regional. I mean, we don't know what regional, but they're going to be in a regional. It does, like I said, like Tulane wins their game against Cincinnati. They win 1 game. They will capture the American Conference Championship. Same thing with LSU. If LSU wins a game this weekend or loses the game, I mean, if they lose the game, they probably won't be. They'll probably still get into the tournament, but they'll probably be not a good seed. They'll probably be maybe the last seed going in. So this is a very big weekend for both LSU and Tulane baseball, to be exact. So I say this: look, Last night's game against Northwestern State, they was just getting destroyed last night. They was absolutely getting destroyed. I mean, no words couldn't describe how they got beat by Northwestern State. I mean, look, Northwestern State ain't a fluky baseball team. No, not even close. So we'll let you hear from Paul Maneri and Coach Jewett. We're going to go ahead and play Coach Jewett first. They talk about the game against Cincinnati this weekend. That video is processing. Looks like it's processing. We can't get it. So we'll hear from Paul Maneri. So we're going to hear from Paul Maneri. So I'm going to go ahead and play.
Stop the recording for now. 500 record, and they lost at home, and they only dropped 3 spots. They dropped down to 15. So I guess the big body of work overcomes just one hiccup, I guess, at this point in the season. So I don't think we've hurt ourselves in a dramatic way with our resume. Like when you look at ours compared to the other teams in our league I don't know how many teams in our league are going to get a bid. We've had as many as 10 teams in the past. So when you start looking at teams that, you might be in competition with for a bid, I think there's probably 7 pretty secure teams in our league that are going to get bids. And we've had as many as 10 in the past. So you got to think we're in competition with teams like Alabama, Kentucky, Georgia, etc. Our RPI is actually higher than theirs. And Alabama's the closest. We're just a couple of spots ahead of them, but we beat them in head-to-head competition. We beat Kentucky in head-to-head competition, and their RPI is much lower than ours. Georgia's RPI is like, I want to say 42 or something like that. Ours is 22, with 1 weekend to play, of course, plus the SEC tournament. So I think our resume is still in pretty good shape as long as we get the job done over in College Station this weekend, which of course, it's a lot of work to do still. So I don't think, losing the game last night cripples us when it comes to the potential for the NCAA bid as much as I thought it might have hurt us immediately after the game. From an emotional standpoint.
But the thing is, look, they're going to have to win this weekend. They got to win this weekend, and they're going to have to win in the SEC tournament to get into to assure their bid. I mean, that's one thing. Look, these bids. Look, sure, it did not hurt. I can agree with Paul Maneri. It did not hurt them a bit. I mean, because that was the last game. But the truth of the matter is, look, if you lose to Texas A&M this weekend, 3-0 or 1-2 or whatever, that's kind of going to be the ordinary right there. So I look at it this way. Look, if they can like I said, because last night they was just not playing well. So I'll be honest with you, this game is going to be important this Thursday night when they take on Texas A&M, because they have to win this game. They have to win this game at least. It may be 1 or 2 out of 3 this weekend, or whatever. So.
Point, I think these kids are really resilient. To be 18 to 22 years old again, this stuff kind of blows off their back pretty quickly. Coaches take it pretty hard. The kids don't take it as hard. They have a lot of things in their life that, matter to them. And, this stuff is my livelihood. It's our coach's livelihood. The media cares a lot. The fans care a lot. But, the kids, they can get on with their lives pretty quickly. They walk out the gates. They've got their families waiting for them. They got their girlfriends waiting for them. And, they got short memories, and that's a good thing. I don't say that in a critical way. I say that in a good thing, because you got to have a short memory in this sport. You can't do anything about what happened yesterday, and the worst thing that can happen is it can hurt your confidence, and you drag it into another game, because that doesn't do any good, and it doesn't do any good for me to beat them down and destroy their confidence and make them not want to be out there on the field tomorrow night, giving it everything they've got with confidence to beat Texas A&M. We can't do anything about last night. Listen, it was one hiccup the entire season in a midweek game. It would have been great to win every midweek game, and I'm very disappointed we didn't win last night and play better last night. It would have been the third time in the history of LSU baseball to have gone undefeated in midweek games. That's including the Skip Bertman era. That's not just my era here. Okay, so I don't think in Skip's era it happened one time. It happened twice earlier in my era, years ago. So it's not an easy thing to do. Ole Miss, like I said last night, lost to a team under 500. I bet if I went back and looked at every team in the SEC, every team in the SEC had a hiccup or two or three against teams that they would arguably be more talented than at some point. So it's hard for these kids to focus every single game, especially when these other teams come in and it's such a big game on their schedule when they're playing, a team from the SEC. And, last week we played Louisiana Tech, who's we knew was a pivotal game. They got named as one of the regional hosts. We played them and beat them for the second time. And we go out on Sunday and probably played our best game of the year, 16 hits, and beat a team, to win a series. Probably our kids felt pretty good about themselves and thought maybe we just throw our gloves on the field and we're going to win another game. That's when it's dangerous, because this game can humble you in an awful big hurry. And that's what happened to us. So I'm sure they've already forgotten about it, and they're excited about going to College Station, and we'll go out there tomorrow night behind Marceau and give it our very best effort, and hopefully we'll come out victorious.
All right, Scooter, son.
When you're on the bubble like this, can you ever really get comfortable? And do you have in your mind what would clinch it?
So I can pull that back up.
Scooter, personally, I can't ever remember a game in 39 years as a coach where I've been comfortable. Well, I don't know. Let me think. There's been a couple of times where the last game of the season where, we've had about everything clinched that we could have clinched, and the game kind of was meaningless, and I've played backups just hoping nobody would get hurt. I think that's happened maybe twice in my career. What year was that, Bill? We did that here against 2013, the last game against Ole Miss. We did that. I think I did that one year when I was at Notre Dame. For 9 years, I felt comfortable. Personally, I can't ever remember a game. No, 39 years. Whether you're competing for a national seed, competing for a host. Well, I don't know. Looking for an SEC championship or Western Division championship or seeding, or we're just trying to get a bid or get to Hoover. And every game has some degree of stake at that you're playing for, or just really playing for the competition of it. So you're never really comfortable, and it wears on you. Makes you feel pretty old pretty quickly in this business because you stress about everything. I don't know exactly, Scooter, what we need to do, because at the end of the day, there's going to be a committee that's going to decide our fate in the NCAA tournament. And there's an SEC person, John Cohen, the athletic director of Mississippi State, that will be a representative on that committee. And we hope that he'll fight for us. And, I hate to have it be in his hands, quite frankly, because, I wish we would have done more to make it a no-doubter. hate to ever put it in a committee's hands. I've had my heart broken before. Our teams had their heart broken before, and it's not an enviable position to be in. I've heard a lot of the so-called experts say that if we get 2 wins over Texas A&M with our RPI, our strength of schedule, that we should be in. Who knows?
Well, like if you just went by RPI, hell, you're locked. But what are other variables you think go into it?
Well, arguably, we've played either the first or second, certainly in the top 5 most difficult schedule in the country. And, our record in the league, let's just say hypothetically, if we were able to have a good weekend and win a series, okay, and finish 13-17, of course, we have to really play well for something like that to happen, because, of course, Texas A&M is playing for a lot as well, and they'll be highly motivated. And they have a good team. But let's just say that happens and everybody stares at that record. Well, we beat Louisiana Tech. We're 2-0 against them, and they won their conference. People look back and say, oh, that Air Force loss was bad. Look at what Air Force has done. Air Force is 42 in the RPI. They're I think 18-14 in their conference and have a well over 500 overall record. There's a lot of things that you can look at that are positive for us. Everybody's got negative things in their resume. If you don't have a and-o record, you got negative things in your record, in your resume. It's all a matter of how a committee wants to look at things. They have a tough job. I don't have any doubt about that, and especially this year because, like you look at the ACC, they had 1 weekend of non-conference games before they jumped into conference, and they played some midweek games, but they didn't play very many. The ACC champion this year is Notre Dame. The school I formerly coached at. Okay, Notre Dame doesn't even have 30 overall wins because they've hardly played any out of conference games, and they'll be a national seed probably. Don't even have 30 wins. It's a crazy year. Who knows what's going to happen when it comes to the selection? A lot of those teams are all showing the same kind of resume. A lot of them have RPIs in the 40s and virtually 500 records overall are in the conference. I don't know how they separate a Virginia Tech from a Virginia, from a North Carolina, from a Louisville. I don't know how the committee's going to do it. It's going to be very strange.
Well, what do you want to see out of AJ this week and his last start as he kind of tries to get back on track before a potential postseason run?
I'd love to see him pitch like he did earlier in the year against Ole Miss and some of the other teams that he pitched so well against. He just, he needs to just find that rhythm and find that ability to change speeds and keep the hitters off balance and do the things that he has to do. I've talked about AJ a lot in our press conferences here. We know who he is. He's not an overpowering guy. He can't throw the ball 95 miles an hour. He is what he is. He throws a lot of strikes, and his forte is to change speeds and work both sides of the plate and keep the hitter off balance. And when he gets into a good rhythm and he's got complete command of his pitches, he can be very tough. When he falls behind in counts and has to, kind of center cut the pitch, it's not that difficult to hit him because he doesn't have overpowering stuff. So we got to pick and choose, when he's got to challenge guys and when he's got to be smart. Texas A&M has a hitter that's a kid named Frizzell that's been unconscious. He's been there, clearly their biggest weapon. He's got 18 home runs. He's hitting 350. And, he beat Ole Miss single-handedly a game 2 weekends ago. I watched it. He had a 2-run homer early, and then he had a grand slam in the 8th inning, and they won 6-5. So, we got to be ultra careful with him and hope that we can somehow keep him in check, even if it means we have to pitch around him and try to get the other guys out. But we're going to face a lot of left-handed pitching this weekend. That's what Texas A&M is known for. They got some crafty guys and they got some hard-throwing guys. So it'll be a grind this weekend. There's no doubt about it. If you look at the history of our games with Texas A&M, it seems like 90% of the games have been decided by one run. So I would expect nothing different than nail biters this weekend.
Okay, one more from Ed Daniels.
Paul, do you think the fact that you closed fast after being 1-8 in the league, do you think when the discussion comes to your merits that will gain weight?
I hope so, Ed. In the manual, they talk about finishing fast and that's important. When they talk about getting the best teams in the tournament, they want to see teams that are playing their best baseball at the end. But again, it's 10 human beings that are the committee, and they I'm not saying they each have an agenda, but they all represent different parts of the country, different levels of conferences, and so forth. And I think when they're in there behind closed doors, it's not very transparent, and they're going to fight for the things that they want to fight for, and believe in the things that they want to believe in. So I don't think there's any roadmap that's identical. I wish it was a more transparent process, but it's just not. We'll see.
All right, go ahead.
I clearly acknowledge that it's a very difficult job that they have, and I understand that completely. I just wish it was a little bit more of a transparent process,
And last one from Wilson, and then we'll wrap up with Coach.
With Trent Wehmeyer, is he writing something about him being a volunteer firefighter and all that, so I wanted to ask about him. As a pitcher, is he kind of getting back to where he used to be? Seems like he hasn't given up a run thing since the one run since the Vanderbilt series. How much of an asset is he needed coming here in the bullpen?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought him up, Wilson. He's been pitching so great for us, and he's become a very reliable guy, and we need him. We're looking for anybody that's reliable out of that bullpen. And again, Trent's not overpowering, but his repertoire can be successful if he spots his pitch as well, and his confidence continues to grow. He's pitching well. He's got obviously a lot of experience. He's thrown a lot of pitches for LSU over the course of 4 years. He's healthy, knock on wood, and I have a lot of confidence in him. So he's going to pitch some important. He's going to be on the mound in some important situations for us this weekend and going forward, hopefully in the postseason. So he'll be a critical guy for us, no doubt about it. Okay, thank you.
I'll put this in absolute perspective. Look, LSU, you don't, like I said, look, LSU should have never, and I mean never, depend on these committees. Because look, if they're gonna go one way and the other guy's gonna go the other way. So LSU has to do it on their own if they want to get into the tournament. They have to do it on its own, and it starts this weekend against Texas A&M. It starts this weekend. Look. Paul Maneri said the committee is not transparent and stuff like that. Yeah, I can agree with that even more. But the truth of the matter is, look, you got to do it on your own. Don't depend on everybody else. Don't depend on Ole Miss. Don't depend on Arkansas. Don't depend on Florida to get you into the tournament. You got to do it on your own. That's the thing about it. So, once again, this is from Crest City Sports. We wanted to get the Travis Jewett one up, but it's not up. So we had Paul Maneri instead. So once again, this is from Crest City Sports. Go to questcitysports.com. Okay, let's go over to. Okay, Rumble Store. Donovan Cartman announced he is transferring to Auburn, so it looks like he is going over to Auburn. So that is unfortunate for. He's from Vanderbilt, so it looks like he is going to transfer out to the Auburn Tigers. So once again, this is from Quest City Sports. He's from. He used to play with Archbishop Rumble. He had 15 tackles. He also had one pass breakup. He also had a 58-yard kickoff return against the Tigers. So that was against the Auburn Tigers, not the LSU Tigers. He's 5'9", so it looks like he is going to go over to. Once again, this is from Quest City Sports. Go to questcitysports.com and see what else we have here. Okay, once again, congratulations to Southland receive a pair of McKaylee Citizenship Award winners. So congratulations to these two individuals, Grace McKenzie and also baseball star Julian Gonzalez. That's another guy. So Grace McKenzie looks like she earned that's the McCarley Award. That was one of those virtual. That's going to be on June 2nd on Facebook. So congratulations to those two. So once again, this is from Quest City Sports. Courtney Archer is the writer. Okay. Also, Tiger Park will be moved to 100% capacity for the softball tournament this weekend. So it will be. That was announced today. General admission tickets, all sections of the Tiger Terrace will be online at lsutix.net. The teams playing in the Baton Rouge Regional will be ULL, George Washington, and McNeese, along with LSU. So that is, once again, this is from Quest City Sports. Go to questcitysports.com. Also, a pair of St. Tammany girls clinched the state tennis title. Congratulations to those young individuals for winning their state tennis titles. So it's all 15 schools in St. Tammany Parish have tennis programs, and they have bright examples of champions. So Division I girls, Mandeville, Natalie D. Roth, that's DEVRAJ. So she won her title as well. Congratulations to this young lady right here. And also Schaeferstein, that's Schaeferstein wins her title too. That's Madeline Schaeferstein wins her title, her singles title. She is from Slidell, and another young lady. Let's see, another young lady. I'm looking at it. Okay, Brittany Powell's, and also became a state runner-up. So congratulations to these four individual young ladies right here in the tennis state tennis tournament. So so let's give you UNO's Cochran Twins named Southland Conference Beach Volleyball All Academic Team. Congratulations to those two individuals from UNO. So they are on the team all Southland Conference. So once again, this is Quest City Sports. Excuse me, I'm getting a little choked up. All right. Let's see what else we'll look at. Looks like we covered most of the sports on Crescent City Sports. So once again, let's go ahead and move along. It's about 50 and a half minutes. So we'll move along and we'll go over to the next one. We'll go over some Twitters. So we'll go over some Twitters to see what's happening on the Twitter universe. Okay, Twitter universe. Okay, Grind Never Stops Podcast. Please follow him. Grind Never Stops Podcast. Also, Crescent City Hoops. NBA tweeter seems intent to create sort of fake rip between BI and Zion. BI Zion over Alpha Dogs of the Pelicans. How can we do the same thing with Jay Morant? And look, yeah, I mean, don't believe everything you hear on the social media because they put out a lot of crap that's not even true about Zion and Beyond. That they're going to fall apart and all that. No. Not gonna happen. Not in a million fucking years. I mean, look, if you believe the social media hype, then you're an idiot. That's plain and simple. So once again, this is from Crescent City Hoops. Go to Crescent City Hoops. Okay, let's see what else we have. Okay, Northwestern Notes, Lillard and Dak Mitchell. So that's from Hoop Rumors. Follow them at hooprumors.com. That's hooprumors.com. That's Northwest Notes. Also, Matt Scherzer moves into 19th place on the strikeout list. So congratulations to Matt Scherzer. For getting 2,856 strikeouts, moves into 19th place. So that's excellent. So once again, this is from Major League Baseball Stats. Follow them at MLB Stats. Also, DeMar DeRozan at half, 6 points, 1 of 11 shooting. That game's going on. We'll give you an update on that game before we leave. Also, this is in WNBA off the glass. Nice little shot. That was Williams. She has 14 points in the third quarter. So this is from Courtney Williams. Follow her at Court M. Williams. Okay, let's see what else we have for tonight, and we'll wrap it up because we're going to be doing. Let's see, we're going to wrap this up in a few minutes. I'm going to go through some more. Okay, Brodus Media. Let's show you Brodus Media. Hopkins getting his first major, and Trevor Rogers of his first major league hit. So that was a pretty good play right there. So that's from Brodus Media. Follow him at Brodus Media. That's Brodus Media. See what else we can discuss. So I'm trying to scroll, see what else we have, and then we'll wrap it up for this evening. Okay. Mississippi State baseball. Tanner Allen is one of is the only SEC player in the top 10 with all 6 categories. That is batting average, hit, slug percentage, OBS, RBI, and runs. So that is a pretty good exception with Mississippi State. So once again, Tanner Allen. So once again, this is from Mississippi State baseball, following Hale State baseball at Hale State baseball. See what else we have, and we will wrap this up. Okay, Justin Hill. Justin Hill showing visit Lake Charles. It's the McNeese Cowboys. So visit Lake Charles, McNeese baseball field. So follow Justin Hill at Justin Hill. Pretty good Twitter by Justin Hill. Also, Louisiana Tech football recruiting. Feels like home. The city will welcome you with open arms. Come join Dog Brother Hood. So that is Louisiana Tech football. So once again, follow Louisiana Tech football recruiting at Louisiana Tech football recruiting. That's Louisiana Tech football recruiting. And we'll wrap it up. So I'm going to scroll it down, see what else we got to show you. I don't want to show you. Okay. Okay, looks like we got something here. Looks like, trying to see what else we have. Okay. Okay, once again, this is from WDSU. Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram was selected for the U.S. Olympic basketball team. So congratulations. As finalists for the team, so looks like they're going to be in that conversation. So I think they should be in that conversation to be part of the U.S. Olympic basketball team this year when they go compete this summer for the summer in the Summer Olympics. Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram will be part of that. Their finalists. So I mean, I wish them the best of luck. Hopefully they get selected. So. Once again, that's from WDSU. Go to WDSU on Twitter. That's WDSU on Twitter. Okay, let's see what else we have. And we'll wrap it up. Okay, update on the Grizzlies. Grizzlies on top. 56-49. Valanciunas has 16 points. DeJounte Murray has 8.7 boards and 4 assists. The loser will play the winner of the Golden State LA game, which will be later on. They will win. Whoever wins that matchup will play that winner of that matchup, Golden State and or the LA Lakers. So. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Okay. Okay, once again, thanks for joining us for this edition of Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer Show. We'll be back in just a few minutes for the Lakers and Golden State Warriors. We'll have the game for you here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So I will be back on live. So if you want to come in and video chat with us, that's fine. We'll send those links out to you again. I will post them. And also, if you want to come in, listen to the game, listen to the broadcast. We don't have video. We have live audio, game audio, so you can listen to the game. You won't miss a play or anything. So that will be around 9 o'clock. So we'll be here to do the games. Also, tomorrow night, LSU will take on Texas A&M. We will have that game for you as well on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So we will be back here tomorrow as well. So once again, for everybody else across the country and around the world, we'll see you tomorrow. Whoever comes up in here for the game, we'll see you in just a few minutes.